welcome back to my channel. One of you requested that I do a get ready with me / makeup tutorial. I do not at all consider myself to be a makeup artist by any means. I'm honestly just super honored that somebody thought that I do my makeup well enough to even request this video, so thank you for that. Yeah, I do have Henley right here, and I don't know how long she's going to actually let me do this for, so this video might be broken up into segments, which is pretty much how I do my makeup every day anyway. I just do what I can when I can. So yeah, so let's just get started so I can get done as quickly as possible. My skin is really dry, so I always start out with some kind of moisturizer. Right now I'm just using this Lancome moisture cream. It came in like some package or like a sample or something. I don't know. I need to find products that I legitimately like to use so much that I buy them like recurring. Does that make sense? I always just use what I have, and I hardly ever find anything I really enjoy using. Yeah, I don't know. I just use what I have, and I don't like to spend a whole lot of money on beauty products. I don't really have a whole lot of money to spend on beauty products, is what I mean to say, because if I could spend a lot of money on beauty products, I totally would. I don't really buy a lot of high-end products because, like I said, I can't really afford to. But the one thing that I do tend to splurge on and get high-end is my foundation. I used to use a Bobbi Brown luminous moisturizing foundation, but they discontinued it. So now I'm using this Dior Skin Nude. It's like a medium coverage foundation. I have only ever really used medium coverage foundations. I don't really like, I like a more natural look. I don't really like to look really cakey. And I do usually use a facial primer also before I do my foundation, but I ran out, and it's not something that I'm just gonna like go rushing to the store to get or anything like that. I don't need it, so I'm just gonna replace it when I can. And I usually just dab this on with my beauty blender and just blend it out with my beauty blender. Don't use a whole lot because, like I said, I do like a more natural look. I don't like to look really cakey, and I don't really like to look like I'm wearing makeup a whole lot, but I do wear makeup. Next thing that I use is concealer, and right now I'm really liking the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Bless you. So yeah, I just really concentrate on my under eye area mostly because I have some serious baggage going on there. But I also use it as like a highlighter to just highlight these certain areas of my face. And then I go back in with the exact same beauty blender, but I use the tip of my dirty beauty blender. And I usually will save my under eye area for last, because that's the spot that needs it most. So I just let it kind of soak in that area, I guess. So yeah, and then if I have any like breakouts or anything, which I did last week, but they kind of seem to clear up this week, I will also add concealer to those areas as well. But I don't really seem to have any of those today, so that's cool. So I use this e.l.f. contour palette. It's the powder, it's not the cream. I would probably prefer the cream, honestly, just because I have dry skin. But you know, whatever. And I am using this pink, what is it? it is the contour brush from the My Brush set. I got this for free online. Honestly, I am not a really big fan of these brushes at all. They really don't seem to get enough product on them. Like, I always feel like I'm using way too much product when I'm using these brushes because they don't seem to hold the product very well, I guess. But they were free, and like I said before, I am on a budget. So I usually will just like blend this into my hairline. Oh, and I use, as you can see, I use this like second to darkest color quite a bit because I'm pretty fair skinned. During the summer though, I might use the darker shade because I do tan really, really quickly and really easily, and pretty dark too. So I'll do this under here. I have like serious double chin issues. I feel like more so than most people. I think it's just like my facial structure, and so I always have to contour that. And then the sides of my nose, and I'm kind of sloppy with it, honestly. If I'm gonna like really get in there and like do my makeup like really well, I would be less sloppy with my nose contour, and I would use like a more precise brush. But just for my like everyday look, I don't worry about it too much. I just use the same brush that I use for the rest of my face. So I totally forgot my setting powder for my under eyes. I currently am using, I think this is Milani, and it's called Prep Set and Go. It is basically empty. I really like this setting powder though because once again, I have dry skin, and this powder does not go on very powdery. And I pretty much just stick to the areas where I used concealer mostly. I don't do too much, because if I do too much, then it just looks, my face just looks really powdery. And the brush I used for that is a Sephora powder brush, like just straight up from Sephora. I like these better than the My Brush set brushes, but I am in search of new brushes. So if anybody has any recommendations besides MAC, I'm not a big fan of companies that test on animal products. And no, I'm not like super vegan or anything. I just, you know, I try to help out where I can, I guess. So next I do my blush, and I use my Sephora, and this is a small contour brush. Yeah. My favorite blush is this Rockateur. You can't really tell. It's called Rockateur by Benefit. I got it in like a sample box for Christmas. A lot of my high-end stuff is like mostly samples except for my foundation. And as you can see, I have like totally used it up. I just get what I can out of it while I can, so I don't have to go and replace it. But that is my coffee pot, the beeping in the background if you hear that. Does anybody else besides me still use a coffee pot, or does everybody just use like Keurig? I have a Keurig. I think I don't really use it just because it's really expensive to keep up with, and I pretty much just drink my coffee black. And I know that's sacrilege to some of you, but I just drank so much coffee, I guess, that I got really tired of the creamer. Like, my coffee just started getting less and less creamy as time went on, to the point where I was just like, screw it, I don't even like the creamer anymore. On days like this where I'm trying to like save time and look really natural, I will straight up just use my contour palette for my eyeshadow, and I will just use like the exact same color that I used for my contour on my eyes, and it just gives me like a natural shadow where it's almost like I'm not wearing any shadow, but I am, obviously. like I'm contouring my eyes. And I do like the top lid, not too high. I just do it like all over my lid, and then I do like underneath my eye. And a lot of times I will take the darker color for my underneath. And I would show you guys what brushes I use for this, but honestly, I don't like recommend using the brushes that I use for my shadow. I don't really, I just use what I have, and I don't necessarily like these brushes enough to like tell you guys what I'm using, so just don't worry about it, okay? I do use liner, but I'm gonna go ahead and go straight to my brows right now because Henley's starting to get a little bit fussy over here. Oh, baby. And my brows are way more important than my eyeliner. Like when people ask those questions like what can you live without or what can't you live without, like if you could choose one of these things, which would it be? Always, always, always eyebrows for me, because my face just looks so much better when I fill in my eyebrows. Like all I did was just fill in this eyebrow. I didn't even really shape it, and look at the difference between this eyebrow and this eyebrow. This eyebrow is Gucci, this eyebrow is Walmart. So sometimes I will do a little bit more on my eyebrows than I'm doing today, but like I said, this is like just a quick mommy makeup routine. And this is something that I will just throw together day to day just so I can feel like, I don't know, like a normal person, not like a mom of a newborn who is honestly losing her shit at all times. Like, you know, trying to mask that side of myself. So today I am just filling in the hairs, and to be honest with you guys, what I use for this is this little can you tell I need to replace all my makeup? It's this right here, and I honestly think that this is a liquid liner or like a gel eyeliner. I honestly don't even know what brand this is because the lid fell off of this. Yeah, my makeup is like super ghetto, y'all. And I don't know what brand it is. I think it's really eyeliner. I don't think it is for your eyebrows, but I use it on my eyebrows and it gets the job done, and it prevents me from having to go and buy like an eyebrow gel. I did buy a pencil, and I just don't like the way the pencil looks on my eyebrows. I think it looks really drawn on. Maybe I'm doing it wrong or something, but I just wasn't a big fan of the eyebrow pencil. And then I just take my little spoolie brush and brush out the hairs and kind of blend it a little bit more. I don't have a problem with like not having eyebrows. I obviously have like really dark hair and you can see my brows. I like to fill them in and make them look a little bit more defined. So I'll do different things for my eyeliner every day. It just kind of depends on what I feel like. But today I am just going to take a pencil, if I can find it. And I am just going to line my top waterline and underneath, like barely underneath my lower waterline. So everybody does this differently. I straight up will like lift up my eye and just like outline around it. And yeah, Henley's getting pretty upset with me. But I'm honestly surprised she let me get this far. So nerve-wracking doing your eye makeup, for real. Do the lower. You know, it's funny, I never really have a game plan going into this. I just do what I can until my kids either interrupt me or need something or whatever. I'm also gonna do a little bit up here up top just because I feel like it's gonna make me look a little bit better than I do. Just gonna add a little bit here and a little bit over here. And I am using the same gel stuff that I lined my eyebrows with to do this. Sometimes I will do like a full-on wing if I have time, but today I just don't feel like I have time and I want a really natural look, so. Last things last, and that's mascara. Right now I have this Clinique lash primer. There is not a lot left of it, but it adds just a little bit to my lashes, and my lashes are like really lackluster. Like there's not a lot going on there. And I would like to try something like lash extensions or like, I don't know, some kind of like lash boost serum or something. I don't know what y'all recommend. The reason why I don't do lash extensions is because, oh yeah, are you done? Are you done? Is because I rub my eyes like constantly and I don't want to do anything that requires me to pay attention to the amount of times that I rub my eyes. If that makes sense. And a lot of people have said that you can't rub your eyes with eyelash extensions. And if that's the case, then it's a total waste of money for me. Because I will rub the crap out of my eyes and not even think about it. The mascara that I'm using, I just realized I didn't tell you guys. Right now, this is Bad Gal Lash by Benefit. It for my mommy makeup routine. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up for me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I will have my links down below in the description. And other than that, I will see you all for my next video. Bye guys.